AMC totally flip-flopped today. We were up about 4% at one point in the beginning of the day, around 11 o'clock. Now we are almost negative on the day. So I do want to talk about this, go over the data around the Stock O tracker as well as Ortex, everything you guys need to know. Save you guys a bit of the BS introduction. Hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about this major catalyst that is coming tomorrow for the overall markets, which will have a direct impact to AMC and all of your guys' investments. I mean, this is big. When I say this is a big catalyst, this is a big catalyst. So let's save the catalyst for a little bit later into this video. Let's talk about the move that we did see today, which was very impressive in the beginning of the day. We actually did see quite a bit more volume coming back into the stock. We are now at 33.3 million for volume. We still do have about 40 minutes left of trading today, but it looks like we'll be over 35 million at least for volume. And we did see that impressive price action move to the upside, hitting $38.66, coming back down currently at $37.29. So by the time you guys see this video, it may be a little bit different, but I don't expect a huge move coming the last half an hour or so of trading today. And what was very important, what I thought was interesting, is we went above $38 per share, which was the first level to be watching for in the sense of the gamma squeeze. And we did have 6,700 calls that did go into the money, which was a great start. This is more than we have seen on the whole entire option chain up until this level. But what I really want to point out is up until about $40 per share, you do see a lot of contracts that do go into the money at literally $40 per share. And after that, until $45 per share, there is a majority of this open interest that really, out of the money calls, 224,000 that are held in between where we currently are and the $45 strikes. You will see a lot of these calls go into the money if we can get to $40 per share, in my personal opinion. So I don't think a gamma squeeze is off of the table whatsoever. If this catalyst coming out tomorrow is a good thing for the markets, we could see AMC go crazy and could fly to the upside. And that is what we're going to talk about right now. The catalyst that is coming out tomorrow is the CPI numbers, Consumer Price Index. And what is going to be very important, this comes out at 8:30 a.m. so it will be in the pre-market hours. So we'll either get a gap down or we'll get a gap up to the upside, hopefully to the upside. If you want to see AMC stock go through this gamma squeeze, this is going to be a necessity for a positive CPI number to come out. And what people are really going to be paying attention to is to see the CPI number for the month over month change start to go down. Last month's CPI numbers were at 0.03% or 0.3%. That essentially means that year over year, you're looking at over 5% inflation. If this number comes in higher than 0.3%, then we're in for a world of trouble, as that does mean inflation is not transitory. It is getting much worse. That means for earnings today, the earnings in the future are going to be worth less. So it's harder to value companies, and just by the nature of inflation, less earnings or less valued earnings are not good for companies. So you would see a major sell-off based on that. If the number comes in lower at 0.1 or 0.2%, that could be reason to give the markets a big move to the upside. But before you guys know it, we'll know if the markets are going to go up or down, so I don't want to focus on it too much. I think the number is going to be higher, so I think this will actually be a negative for the markets. Everything is still going up in prices. Food, oil, the things that really are tracked in the CPI have been going up a lot in price just over the past month. So I do expect this to be a negative, but don't get hung up on that. I'm only one guy. I could be wrong. I could be right. Not really the point of that, just to acknowledge what could potentially happen. Also, I do want to now go to the Ortex data, which we are at 20.49% short interest of free float, which is almost at our all-time highs. Over 21% would be all-time high, so watch out for that. Share utilization is at 86.59%, so we're at a comfortable level. Not really, getting close to 4 share recalls, but we do have a decent amount of shares that could still be sold short. But we're not seeing shorts actually deciding to sell them short because the business of AMC is just a lot better today. There's really no short thesis or a reason to be shorting AMC at its current price. Jim Cramer even says the valuation makes sense, which was a crazy flip-flop in and of itself. But I did kind of skip over this. The shares that are sold short, 104.82 million. The way I like to look at this is the average volume on the day, around 30 million. You could put the amount of shares that are sold short, or the volume for the day, into the amount of shares that are sold short over 3 times over again. So this is a very large amount. Free flow on loan is at 22.23%. Given the short interest is at 20.49%, I still think 21% short interest by the end of this week is very likely if we do see a sell-off, probably due to a lot of shorting that would happen with AMC because they are an easy target when the markets are very fearful and uncertain and they are selling off. So I do expect about 21% short interest to be where we end up by the end of this week. Let's now talk about the Stocko tracker data, and like I said, playing into the whole gamma squeeze situation, we do still have a chance to see a medium to large size gamma squeeze with 224,208 contracts that are out of the money, 19,663 that are currently in the money. And like I said, we see a majority of this open interest held between the $38 and the $45 strike, and then the rest of it is really held to the $60 strike. So if we can get above 40, that should give us a boost to continue on this rally. CPI numbers are good tomorrow. That should give us the boost over $40 per share. My price target by the end of the week is still at about $45 per share. I think that is very reasonable. After this catalyst, though, the next catalyst for AMC is going to be earnings coming on November 1st. Statistically speaking, we have had big moves after earnings. If we pull this out to the daily candlestick chart, you guys can see every move after earnings. If you had literally bought AMC the day after earnings, you would have made in between 50 and 100% or even a larger percent return on your investments over the past 3 earnings reports. March 10th, 2021, going from about, $10 per share all the way up to $15 per share. That was about a 50% move. Back here, May 6th, obviously went from about $10 per share all the way up to about $80 per share 1 month later. And back here at our last earnings call, August 9th, going from about $28 per share all the way up to $53 per share. So that is the next big catalyst to be watching for. That's what investors are going to be paying attention to. As well as that, we do have Jerome Powell and the Fed minutes coming on November 2nd and 3rd. If they do hold off on tapering, that'll be definitely a positive thing for the markets, as our jobs report was just a terrible 306,000 job miss for the month of September. So those are really the big catalysts. The big catalyst coming tomorrow is going to be obviously the one that's going to affect AMC the most directly speaking. By the time you wake up tomorrow, we should know if it's going to be a bullish day for AMC or a bearish day for AMC. A little bit deeper look into some of the technical factors that I am looking at. We are obviously going to stay above $36.60 per share, which is our support level as of right now, or we are going to go under that, or possibly go to about $40 per share. We've been in this, channel per se since really September 20th, not going under $36 for, only about 2 days right here, and not really going above $40 besides one day right there and one day briefly last Thursday, not last Thursday, but September 30th, when we did see this major rally about 20%. So all in all, stayed in between this range of $36 and $40 per share. If the numbers are good, we start to get volume coming back into the stock, we should see a big move to the upside, but I wouldn't get too carried away with that. We're going to break down to the downside or break up to the upside. Who knows? It's a coin flip, but this catalyst tomorrow is very important. So I did want to make this a main focus point of this video. So that is really all you guys need to know. Gamma squeeze still on the table. Catalyst tomorrow could propel us to the upside or the downside. I sound like a broken record, but it is very important to fully be aware of what is happening tomorrow. So that is going to be all for this video. Not too much to add as far as actual news events that are coming out. So that is going to be all. Hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think inflation numbers are going to be? That's what I really want to hear from you guys. Where you live, have you seen all of these commodity prices continue to go up? Is gas crazy where you live? Has food prices continue to go up? Let me know that information and what you think about the numbers coming out tomorrow. As well as that, just if you guys want to support the channel, check out the links down below in the description of this video. Link for Public, link for Webull, link for the buy and sellers. If you guys want to be notified every time a trade is bought or sold on AMC or any other stock, your link to do so down below in the description of this video. That is all for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.